Hello and welcome to my Tunisian stitches collection. I'm Sarah. Today I'm showing you the Tunisian full stitch, also known as Gobelin stitch. The Tunisian full stitch is worked from a standard foundation row created on a chain in any number of stitches, but it is a staggered stitch, and I'll show you presently what this means. Here I have just completed my foundation row, starting from a chain of 8 stitches, and now I'll start working in Tunisian full stitch. I insert the hook in the space right before the first vertical bar, that is to say, in the space between the first vertical bar and the bar that's right under the loop on the hook, here. Yarn over and drop a loop. Then insert the hook in the space between the first vertical bar and the second vertical bar, here, and drop a loop. Now if you spread the stitches with your fingers, you can clearly see where the spaces are where you need to insert your hook. You see? Here, here, here. So you just continue, you keep on inserting the hook in those spaces, yarning over and drawing up a loop on the hook, like this. Here. Go there with your hook. That's it. So now we are approaching the end of our forward pass. It is very important that we keep count of the stitches we are pulling up on the loop. We have crocheted 8 initially. We have 6 now, so we will pull up another loop from the next space. And now we will skip this last space and go immediately into the border stitch. And we will do what I call a neat closing stitch. Okay, we will then proceed with the standard return pass by yarning over and pulling through one loop only first, then yarning over and pulling through 2 loops together. Okay. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops together till the end of the row. So now I will proceed with my next row by inserting the hook not in the first space as I did before, but in the second space, that is to say, in the space between the first vertical bar and the second vertical bar, here. Okay, yarn over and draw up a loop, and then I will keep on pulling up loops from the next spaces, always counting the stitches I am pulling up on my loop, on my hook, because of the staggering. So now I have 6 stitches, so I will not skip the last space, but I will insert the hook into that last space and pull up a loop from there. I have 7 loops on my hook and I will work into the stitch border. Do my neat closing stitch and pull up my 8th loop. Okay, and then I'll proceed with my standard return pass. See, this is what I meant with staggering the stitches in this Tunisian full stitch. When I start working into the very first space, I will skip the last space, while when I work into the second space, I will work into the last space. I'm doing this not only because I want to have the same number of stitches I've initially crocheted, but also because if I didn't keep count, my piece would not look straight, but it would look oblique in the end. So you would have more stitches on the hook and your work would not be straight. It would be crooked in a way. So here in my next row, I will work again as I did in the first row. So I will insert the hook into the very first space, work into all following spaces. But since I've worked into the very first space, I will skip this last space and work into my border stitch like this. Okay. So if you look at the pattern, you will see that working just a few rows in Tunisian full stitch, it will help you identify how to stagger the stitches without having to count the stitches as you work. Okay, I can see here that I have worked in the first space in my previous row, so I know immediately that I need to start by inserting the hook in the second space. Okay, and I will need to skip. I will work into the last space. Okay, and that's it. The Tunisian full stitch is a beautiful stitch. I think it's my favorite stitch of all. It produces this unique texture, which is really beautiful, and you can make many beautiful things with this stitch. Cowls, scarves, of course, anything you like. You just need to pay attention to the staggering pattern. And that's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time with a new fabulous Tunisian stitch. Bye bye.